Chapter 1487 has been released and it's beyond my expectations, to be honest. You'll find out something about Ricardo no one knew up until now. There are also news about Sendo's grandma. Let's dive in. We are right at the end of the round as both fighters go back to their corners. Miyata's dad asks him how the tallest peak in the world tastes like. He sticks out his tongue and says bitter. Man, I love how authentic and chill Miyata is with his dad. He says Ricardo's speed is faster than Miyata's. His punches are stronger than Sendo's. I don't know about that, bro. I think now we are freestyling a little bit for dramatic purposes. Or Ricardo has just gotten a new update and is much better than we thought. But the real reason Ricardo is so much better, do you get it? The source of the problem is high-speed acceleration combined with high-speed braking. He uses no excess power. He's in complete control. He's attacking and defending non-stop and does the right thing at the perfect time. No unnecessary movements at all. Miyata the hothead immediately says that Ricardo is looking down on him. I'm telling you, Miyata is exactly like Sendo and Takamura. His dad makes him focus. Listen to me, son. That man. He knows exactly what is needed, what's going on, and what he needs to do to trouble his opponents. His skills to see everything in a situation are first rate. Look at this creepy panel of him opening his eye. In other words, his eyes are always observing, even now. He's watching and he's thinking. Bro, he's not even facing Miyata. He's looking over his shoulder with one eye. The aura farming has reached new levels. Mari chimes in and says, what should we do? We can end it early, is what Ricardo's corner wanted to tell them. Miyata and his dad look at her silently. Are you joking? They're about to jolt counter her ass. How dare you? By the way, the art style in this chapter is a little different yet again. Miyata's dad has a slightly softer face than before. Miyata says not yet. I haven't tasted it thoroughly yet. Excuse me, what? Crossing the line, I understand it now. Once you cross it, you become a kinky freak. Time to go all out. Miyata wants to drag out everything Ricardo is holding back. And now to Sendo's grandma. We see him at the hospital. He says, Grandma, can you hear me? He tells her about his day in the gym. He ran and sent 2 guys flying and sparring. He says he's in good shape. He says him and the cat aren't used to her not being around. Hurry up and come home. He's watching over her next to her bed. And then we hear several explosions. What is this? None other than Miyata getting sniped like a piñata. Ricardo caught him before he was able to set the pace. He's always there before Miyata can make a move. He says it's not just a difference in skill. He can feel something is off. He's observing. His almighty eye is watching over the ring like a 360 drone. And just then Ricardo's pressure makes Miyata fall back. Miyata thinks to himself, what are you looking at? What are you thinking? And now, for the first time ever, we see the process behind Ricardo's mastermind. Look at this panel, man. There's a lot to unpack here. This is Ricardo's brain working at 700 miles per hour. Let's look at the stuff he's thinking. He has a habit of marking his rhythm with his fist when he's using his measuring jab. It'll be extremely troublesome if I let him get into top gear. His guard is low, but his reflexes are fast enough to prevent him from taking any fatal blows. Would he be even faster in 8-ounce gloves? He's able to throw combinations without bringing his hands back. I want to catch him on the temple. At just a few centimeters, no, millimeters. You're aiming too much, which makes your output go down. What does it mean to be strong? I certainly want to fight him in a real match. Bro, this is crazy. I can't believe this, man. These were just a few of his many thoughts within the split second. He's analyzing the whole situation, every single angle. And on top of that, he's even thinking about long-term stuff. He's probably calculating his electricity bill in the background too. Miyata knows what's up. He says in that instant he feels like Ricardo's mind went like 1,000,000 miles an hour. Is this the secret behind his strength? In an exchange that lasted a split second, he's stacking all his thoughts together and moves without thinking. And as Miyata is deep in thought, Ricardo slices through his thinking with a sharp jab. If he thinks, he stops moving. Not everybody is built like Ricardo, aka Ricardo Martinez. He's able to create and perfectly execute a plan while also adapting to new information. It's like seeing the future. The reason why something feels off is his innate calculation ability. He's a human computer, Ricardo Martinez. His face looks almost like in the old days here. Not the friendly round face we saw when he met Sendo. This is the slick and dark Ricardo. Back to Sendo. We'll let Ricardo Martinez do his calculation in the background for now. Sendo's teacher visits him and his grandma at the hospital. She came to change the flowers, a good woman. Sendo will wife her once Ricardo snaps his head off. And now the burning issue. She asks him if he heard anything from the doctors. His grandma fainted because of an issue with her blood pressure. It's just, when she does wake up, the doctor said, she doesn't have long. He says this as his head basically falls to the ground. He says that his grandma raised him all by herself. She was always there for him, always by his side. If she hadn't been there, he might have become a real monster. He was a Sawamura in the making, bro. He's got to pay her back, show her she raised him right. Thanks to her, he became the strong man he is today. I'm bringing that belt to her bedside for sure. He looks wild here, man. Absolute madman. But this seals the deal for me. He will lose to Ricardo. I can't see him winning. Not with this type of motivation. Something will go extremely bad. But it isn't done. Something else happens in Tokyo. The rain started once again. Ippo's mom says it would be nice if she knew for certain when it stops. It's getting depressing. This sounds very much like us fans waiting for Ippo to come back out of retirement. And then she sees something in the living room. Talking about depressing, there's someone who's even more depressed. We know that this is connected to Kumi, but how? I think he knows that the relationship can't work like this. The rain brought upon the pending death of Sendo's grandma. And now that it started again, did it bring about the death of Ippo's relationship?